Welcome to week 3 of Tour de Fleece, where I decided to vlog every day, and you're gonna find out how that went. I started the week by setting a goal for my combo spin, and I also washed some fleece that had been sitting in my garage for a few months, and I unboxed my new drum carder, which had also been sitting for a few months, so it was an exciting week. Welcome to the vlog. Today is Saturday, and this is going to be a spinning day. Actually, this is going to be a spinning week. Let me tell you what's in store. This weekend, I have a lot more time to spin than I typically do in a weekend. Is it weird that my dress form is just hanging out behind me? I just don't have a whole lot going on this weekend other than Tour de Fleece. And my partner is working on a big project. I'm working on a big project. We're both gonna be individually dedicated to what we're doing. And also this week I have some time off that I plan to spend spinning. Usually I'm limited by time, but this week I'm not really gonna be limited by time. I'm only gonna be limited by what I can physically achieve. So let's find out what that is. I do have a goal to spin the rest of the sweater body fiber for my combo spin. I also have the sleeve fiber set aside. I'm not sure if I can get to that this week. So I don't think I'll be able to finish my combo spin this week. Maybe if I'm some sort of spinning wizard, spinning witch, I like that better, then I'll be able to finish, but I doubt it. So we'll see. I'm just gonna try to get through all of the fiber that's in here, and I can do some math real quick to figure out how many grams that is. That's about 230 grams, and so far this Tour de Fleece I have spun 327 grams. That means this will be a bit of a stretch goal to complete all of this in 1 week. I have almost filled this bobbin to where I want it to be. It's currently at 67 grams, and I want to fill it to 79 grams. And these are all the singles that I currently have spun for my combo spin, but I did finish my first skein last week. So I'm expecting to spin 2 more of these. Right now I'm just watching some YouTube, and I think I'm going to try to finish this bobbin before I break for lunch. So that's the plan. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope your Tour de Fleece is going well. And if you're spinning anything while you watch this video, let us know what you're working on. I just finished spinning the last nest, and I put 82 grams on this bobbin, so I'm gonna aim to put 82 grams on the next one. All I'm trying to do here is just somewhat match up my bobbins. I don't expect them to be exact because I can just never get that to happen, but I just wanna try to get them as close as possible. And I am pretty hungry, so I'm gonna break for lunch. I ate lunch, I did the dishes, I vacuumed, and now I'm back at it. She's just gonna keep haunting me. I keep moving her around, and somehow she just always ends up behind me. So I've reached about the halfway point on my bobbin. I think it's somewhere around 40 grams based on an estimation from when I last weighed it. I have been spinning almost all day. I have not had this many hours to spin consecutively in so long. It's such a luxury, and it feels really good. I want to keep spinning. I'm not done with it yet. I am not really in any physical pain. I say not really because I feel like I'm always in just like a little bit of physical pain. Like last night I slept on my collarbone weirdly, so that's hurting. But as far as like hand pain, I'm doing just fine. So right now we are both gonna take a break and go make dinner. And then I think I'm gonna do a little bit of reading after dinner. That just sounds really fun right now. And I'm reading a spooky book because Summerween. So I'll get to that later. And then I might do some knitting as well, just to round out the perfect day. There's also a part of me that's like, I could get the rest of this bobbin spun tonight and then I could ply. It's not that delusional of a goal, given that I've already spun half of my bobbin, and I think I spun about 20 grams earlier on my other bobbin. So that's 60 grams today. I could do another 40, but we'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna push it, but I would love to try to get this goal accomplished by the end of the week. And it would be awesome to front load a lot of the spinning this weekend while I have more time. Also, I'm just reading your comments on my last Tour de Fleece video, and you are all so kind. Every time I post, I just expect to get like ripped apart and trolled on the internet, and that's a me problem, I know, because most people are very nice, but people just take the time to leave thoughtful and positive comments, and it really does mean a lot. It really helps motivate me and makes me excited to continue doing this. Good morning, it's Sunday. And here's where I left off with my bobbin last night. So I'm gonna weigh it and see where I'm at. Okay, we are at 177, so I'll just subtract out the weight of the bobbin. That leaves me with 74 grams, so I'm almost there, probably just like one more nest, and then I will be able to ply. That's so funny. If you look at the way I build my bobbins, I always end up putting a little bit more on the side that's closest to me. It's a little bit more apparent on this one. I think it's because it's the side that I can't see as well when I'm just looking at it from this direction. Anyway, so this morning I'm going to continue spinning. I did not end up reading yesterday, so I'd like to do that today. And I did knit a little bit, but I do want to keep knitting, but I'm on the spinning grind right now. My hands are doing fine. I was noticing a little bit of some wrist pain in my left hand, which is kind of weird because I draft with my right hand. I feel like I would be putting more pressure and tension on my right hand. I'll just keep taking breaks and stretching throughout the day, but I find spinning a lot less physically strenuous than knitting in the long term. So yeah, I'm not too worried, but look at this. I almost have another skein. It's crazy how much you can accomplish when you just have the time to do it. I finished plying and then I had to lay on the couch for a minute because I just have a headache and I'm not feeling super great. But then I decided to do my hair and try to look cute today. Before the day is over, I will make sure to skein this up so that I can get it soaking and let it dry overnight. Based on what I was seeing while I was plying, I think I might even like this skein more than my first skein, which I think has a little bit more variance in it. The skein that I just finished has a lot of blue and green sections, like these sections, but more of them. So I'm definitely a fan. I mean, you can even see on the outside here, that bright blue color. I'm gonna switch gears and do something that I have been waiting to do for literal months now. A few months ago, I bought a drum carder. I wasn't sure if prices were gonna go up with tariffs and everything else. So I wanted to make sure to get it, but I have not had time to unbox it and go through it and start using it, and now I do. Before I do that though, here's what I have left for the body of the sweater. I have my sleeve fiber in another basket, But I think what I'm gonna do at this stage is sort through it and actually pick out what I want to spin as I spin it instead of doing it randomly, because at this point, if I leave it up to chance, I could end up spinning a lot of the same fibers back to back, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm just going to do a little bit of color management to make sure that doesn't happen. But so far, I'm really liking the way these skeins are turning out. Okay, let's open my drum carder. So this is a drum carder from the brand Brother. This is their standard medium drum carder. The wood is unfinished and it's a little bit simpler than their other designs, so that helps keep the cost of it down. You can see these are some of the other options that they offer, including a motorized drum carder, and this is the one that I went with. It is just a hand crank model, so here's the handle. I also ordered 2 additional tools, a flicker and a doffer. At the time of purchase, the flicker was $18 and the doffer was $15 USD. I've seen places where you can get these a little bit cheaper, but since I was already ordering from Brother and paying shipping, I figured I would keep it easy on myself and just order from them. When I purchased this in April of 2025, this was $420, and I spent around $40 to ship all of this. So this is how it arrived. It primarily came in all of that recyclable paper. The only thing that is not recyclable is just a little bit of bubble wrap for the flicker. So I definitely like that. One thing that I found when I was doing my research, so I was expecting this, is that with this model, the hand crank can't turn all the way if you just have it sitting on a table. I think eventually I will build a base for this to lift it up so that I can turn it all the way. But for now, I'll just slide it at the edge of my table so that the crank is hanging off of it. So because the wood is unfinished, I do want to finish it. You don't necessarily have to, but I figured before I start using it and get excited and want to continue using it, I will just go ahead and take this apart and clear coat all of the pieces and then put it back together. So I have 2 different options here of a clear coat. And these are both left over from another project, so it's nice that I'm able to just reuse them. But I have a satin coat and a matte coat. So I think I'm gonna go with the satin. And this does come sanded, so like I said, you don't have to finish it. So this is just showing you how to attach the handle as well as any clamps, which I didn't buy from them because I already have some, so I'll find out if I need to install those. After looking at it a bit closer, I don't think I'm going to take it apart. It is pretty straightforward. It's just these long screws and washers holding all of this together. But if you look closely, you can see that the screws are set to a specific place so that this space in between the drums is just right for when you're cranking it. So I think I'm just going to leave it as is and finish what I can. So I'll just finish all the outer parts. This piece is also unfinished, but it is very smooth, so I might just leave that alone so that I don't mess up anything that's going on here. But I think I'll be able to just clear coat everything else. And I'm just gonna leave the drum carder here for now. I'm not gonna have time to finish it tonight. Maybe an evening this week, I'll plan to take it outside and do that. But right now I'm going to skein this up, and then we're gonna go on a walk for pizza and probably just hang out after that. So that's gonna be my night. So I probably won't check in with you again until tomorrow. It's the next day, it's Monday. I'm just taking a little break from work, but after I do have some fun plans. The weather is actually a little bit cool today, so I'm gonna head outside to wash some fleece. Very exciting. And I think I will also take my drum carder out and try to finish that while I am out there. It does look like it's going to rain later tonight, which is why it's cooler now. But I think I can just bring the fleece into the garage if it is going to rain. So after work, I'm going to get outside and wash some fleece. But first we need to run some errands, eat dinner, do some cleaning, all the life things. Hello, it's Tuesday. I got off work. I did some meal planning, went to the grocery store, ran a couple other errands, had to go to the post office, had to get my glasses adjusted. But now I'm home and we're gonna make dinner in just a bit. But one thing that I have not done yet is skein up my latest combo spin skein. I told you I was gonna do that on Sunday night and I ended up editing instead. And then yesterday, right after work, I just got straight to processing all that fleece. So I just have not skeined that up to get it soaking yet, and I can't show it to you in its full glory. So I'm going to finally do that now. And I also want to get back to spinning because yesterday I did not do any spinning, but I did get the first coat on my drum carder and it turned out really well. I am going to give it a sand just to smooth it a little bit, but then I think it's going to be ready to use. The fleece that I processed was a Navajo churro fleece, and I think it turned out pretty good. I think we're gonna do another soak tonight. By we, I just mean my boyfriend and I, because we're kind of doing this together. And I started picking it, and it's a really nice fleece. The fleeces that we got, one of them was award-winning and the others are just as nice. It's very coarse, and I'm interested to see how it's going to card up and spin and knit. If I do knit a garment out of it, it's going to be like a jacket or some sort of like overcoat situation. I've also seen people make rugs out of the Navajo churro that they spin, so it's just a very coarse wool. Anyway, I'm gonna be spending some more time with that tonight, but I definitely wanna do some spinning to stay on track. Tomorrow I have the day off, so I am planning on spinning a decent amount. And tomorrow morning I am picking up an exciting Facebook Marketplace find. So I'll share more about that once I get it. But yeah, right now I'm going to skein up my yarn and maybe get my next bobbin started before we make dinner. That was actually a disaster. So this clamp here on my Swift kept very slowly moving down as I was winding, and it wasn't really apparent until I had gotten over halfway into the skein. And then the sides got really loose and almost started to come off the Swift, but I just had to commit and finish winding it on. And then I had to hand wind it off of the Swift onto my Nitty Naughty. Luckily, everything was saved and it was fine, but I was very close to having a giant skein to untangle, which would have been horrible. That is one of the downsides of using this method. I've never had that happen before, but now I know to be on the lookout for it. I just came from outside because I was picking my wool. It's all washed and looking pretty good. Like I said, this is a very coarse wool, and in fact, I saved a lock to show you what this looks like. This is such a long staple length, and the tips really start to look like hair. This one's a little bit crimpier than a lot of the locks that I was processing, but like, come on. Do you wanna see what I got from Facebook Marketplace? This is the Ashford eSpinner 3 with the Lazy Kate that it comes with. I was not on the lookout for this, but I was on Facebook Marketplace looking at patio furniture, and I found this at a pretty good price. And I was very excited because one, I'm just trying to buy fewer brand new things in my life, so I like to buy used. And two, this was actually a decent amount off the current retail price. I got this for around 30% off, so originally this whole thing is $900 and I got it for $650. And I feel like that's a pretty good deal because these hold their resale value really well, and I see people selling them for $850 or even $900. So I was very excited to see this, and I really went back and forth on whether or not I should buy it because I already have my electric eel wheel and I love it and it does the job for me and I don't need another e-spinner. But ultimately I decided it was too good of a deal to pass up, and it's going to be so nice to have multiple e-spinners. This already feels very high-end. I'm really excited to try it out. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it even though I didn't technically need it. This came with everything, including the carrying case. There is like a mark on the carrying case, but as far as I can tell, that's like the only difference between a brand new model and this used one. It's in very good condition. The person selling it had only used it a few times and decided spinning just wasn't for them. Came with the instruction manual. It came with some oil and 3 bobbins with the Lazy Kate. It was all set up for me and I tested it at the place where we met up, and it seems to be in really good condition, if not perfect condition. The other thing I'll say is that finding this at this price was awesome because it really is a seller's market right now. I'm seeing so many used items being sold for close to their original price, and I think that's a little bit bananas, but I felt like I got a good deal on this. Last night, instead of spinning on my combo spin like I probably should have been doing, I am gonna get back to that, I could not help myself and I had to card the fleece that I washed. And here is the little 1.5 ounce bat that I made. It is so hairy. That's the best way I can describe it. It's not that itchy, like it does feel pretty soft, but you can tell just from looking at it that this is quite a coarse fiber. And I think this is the first thing I'm going to try spinning on my Ashford, because I want to keep spinning my combo spin on my electric eel wheel just to make sure that stays super consistent. But now I have this to try out, so I can't believe I have 2 e-spinners now. I didn't mean for this video to be so equipment heavy. I wasn't sure if I was actually gonna get that e-spinner or not, but I think it would be fun to make a couple of videos about e-spinners now that I have a few to compare. So I think in the future I will be doing some sort of review on it, but for now, obviously I'm going to spend a lot of time using it before I talk about it. But I want to show you my skein. I said that I think I might like this one better, and I actually can't decide. But I feel like that's because they are quite similar in the end. There are some more like blue sections, but for the most part, they are pretty cohesive, and I just love both of them. I am going to figure out the stats for my second skein and see how close I got on my grist. If I got close, then we're still gonna be good on yardage. So here are my 2 skeins so far. I think they look so nice. I didn't realize how much of the peach color I got in the first skein, and I am not mad about that at all because I love that color. And I got more of like the purpley pink in this one. Later this afternoon, I will do the stats for the skein and let you know where I'm at as far as yardage. But so far, they look pretty consistent to me. But the math will let us know for sure. Hi, hello, it is Thursday, and this is where I'm at with my spinning. I have spun, I would say around 50 grams. I have about 25 more grams to go on this bobbin, and then I have like another 85 grams or so for the other bobbin. I've also been dealing with this like allergic reaction on my face. I'm not exactly sure what's happening. So for that reason, I probably won't film a whole lot today, but I did want to say that I spun on my new Ashford e-spinner yesterday. I really like it so far. I oiled it and it's working great. And I think I'm gonna try to finish the bat that I made of the Navajo churro. My bat actually turned out great. There's only like a few neps in it. And so I'm having fun with that, even though the Navajo churro is a little tricky to spin. It's definitely very different from any other type of wool that I've spun with. The plan tonight is to finish this bobbin and start the next one and just spin as much of that as I can. So that's what I'm gonna do. I finally cleaned off my spinning cart, and it's making it so much easier to bring everything from my office to my living room. I just remembered I forgot to share the stats of my second skein. So this is 373 yards, 161 grams or 5.7 ounces, and 1,047 yards per pound. It's been, I'd say, about 45 minutes, and I just finished the first bobbin. It is now Saturday. It's like mid-afternoon. It's the last day of Tour de Fleece. Let me catch you up on what I finished yesterday. I marathoned spinning the rest of this skein. I got all the singles done and then I started plying. I almost made it through plying the full skein, but I just had to go to bed. I was so tired and it was taking so long. When I finished spinning my singles, I realized that I must have made a mistake because my singles were so unequal. Like, it was very obvious that they were not going to match up. I think that I weighed something wrong. I had a little pile of fiber set aside and I think I ended up counting that twice. So I had to do something which I've never done before, which is once I ran out of one bobbin, I had to wind off half of the other one in order to ply those two together. And I still had to make a plying bracelet after all of that. So that leads me to today, the final day of Tour de Fleece, where I will be skeining up my third skein for this combo spin. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. And I think now I'm going to end the vlog because it's the last day of Tour de Fleece. I don't anticipate finishing anything else today, but I do plan on filming something to recap how my Tour de Fleece went and show you everything that I finished. I'm not sure if that will be its own video or if I will combine that with something else, but either way, you'll see that at some point, probably soon. Ooh, I said I wasn't gonna finish anything else today, but I just realized I do still have my hand-carded bat left. And I might be able to get to that today, so I guess you'll find out in my wrap-up video if I ended up finishing that. This has been so much fun to film every day, or almost every day this week while I finish Tour de Fleece. I don't know, maybe next year I'll try to daily vlog all of it. So I just want to say a huge thank you for being here, for watching my Tour de Fleece videos. I've had the best time. I hope you have as well. And if you participated this year, let me know how your third week went. Did you accomplish your goals? Did you add new fiber to spin? Did you just vibe along? Also, Tour de Femmes starts today, so let me know if you're participating in that. I thought about doing it and I will keep spinning, but I don't think I'm gonna be as disciplined as I was these past 3 weeks. And if you're not sure what to say, leave me the spool thread emoji because it looks like a bobbin. And I will see you again very soon. Bye.